being challenged by Sarah Augustin. Jay Taylor is going to have to push her off, and she does, holding on for the win. Waiting for her flash time of 1:01.15. She improves ever so slightly from her seed time earlier, but she does improve.
Just one of our 2 sections for the under 20 girls 400 meters, and the time certainly is not fast enough a qualifier.
Okay, I see what they're doing too. What they're doing, putting that B heat, that slow heat first, and then put the faster heat.
Finally,
into the
that we figured it out. Because at first it wasn't in any definitive heat order, but now they had us a little. At least they had me confused.
Right.
But now here we are getting ready for the second heat, the stronger heat of the 2 for the under 20 girls 400. All but 2 of the competitors have run under 1 minute to get into this final. So I'm expecting a very blastful time here. Tony?
Yeah, certainly. I think we have 2 qualifiers in the women's 400 for the CARIFTA so far, but none of them are in this race. And so it would be interesting to see if we have some qualifiers coming out of this race. As you know, you have to show up at the CARIFTA trials to be selected and also make the qualifying standard. And so that will be interesting to see if anyone can get the qualifying standard and maybe displace the persons that would have qualified before.
What is pretty good in this under 20 girls 400 meter final is that Quincy Penn from Moores Island has the fastest qualifier coming into this race. And that's coming out of not just her seed time, but that's coming out of her time this morning. So I think that bodes well for what's going on in Moores Island. We know what comes from Moores Island.
Yeah, and it's been for a while now. Coach Williams is down there, and he's been certainly doing a really good job with the athletes down there. We know Stephen Gardner was with him for a bit, and so we certainly expect Quincy to do well.
In lane 1, Michael Bullard from Temple Christian. Tabernacle Baptist's Treasure Burrows in lane 2. Janiyah Roll from BMES in 3. Quincy Penn, like we talked about, from Moores Island in lane 4. Melvin Gibson from R.M. Bailey in lane 6. St. Augustine's College represented in 6 and 8 with Nia Wright and Ezia Maycock, and in lane 8, Breon Cargill from Kingsway Academy. Out there running very strong is Moores Island's Quincy Penn. Cannot count out Nia Wright either. She's a very strong competitor. A bunch of early competitors have not really pulled ahead just yet. Coming out to this 100-meter mark, it could be anybody's race at this time. Quincy Penn is holding the lead here. She's fighting off all of her challengers. It was looking like Nia Wright from St. Augustine's College was going to get in there, but this is all Quincy Penn just going after time right now, representing Moores Island, waiting for her flash time. 55.77, just off of CARIFTA qualifying.
But certainly a great effort. She really had no push in the end, and so it'll be interesting to see what decision is made in terms of adding her to the CARIFTA team. We certainly hope that she is a contender for our 4x4.
Absolutely. And
sorry, Ricardo, I really think that she would be a contender for the 4x4. Again, this is where we talk about that brutality comes in on. We only have we have a finite number of spots that we can use.
Right.
I think that she should make the team for 2 reasons. One, she's a strong competitor. It helps build our family islands, and I think she's earned it.
Okay. I'll tell you what, a wonderful race that is, and our Jay Philippe is standing by. I'll tell you, the 400 meters is a killer, and that explains it right there. Jay, tell me what you got.
Quincy Penn, 55.79. Congratulations on qualifying for this year's CARIFTA team. Coming from Moores Island, that's a special thing. The likes of Stephen Gardner. Talk about practice and how you felt about your performance just now.
Well, I felt good about the performance. I feel like I run it smart.
You know, it's difficult coming from the family island. You don't have a track over there. How are you able to overcome those obstacles and still be able to come into New Providence and compete amongst the best, and not just compete, but win?
Well, even though we don't have a rubber track like everybody else, it may be a disadvantage, but that's what makes me push harder.
There you heard it. That's what made her push harder. Quincy Penn, congratulations. First place finish from Moores Island. She's going to be part of this year's CARIFTA team. Congratulations, Quincy. Back to you, Caro and Chris.
Evidently, whatever Coach Williams is doing over there in Morris Island is working, and the dividends is coming up. I was able to speak to him about a couple of weeks ago, and also when he came in for the collegiate event that we had in Grand Bahama. Tanique was there as well. He felt good about what he has. He says, "I'll see you at CARIFTA," and this is what he's bringing to the table. Pretty much so. Some very talented young people.
So here we're getting ready for the under-20 boys. 400, the first final in lane 1. QC's Jonathan Harris. In lane 2, unattached is Jafari Longley. Lane 3, Akeem Bowleg from St. George's. Sachs, Tamani Skinner in lane 4. In lane 5, Philip Gray from St. Anne's. In lane 6, Bolton Robinson from Sunland Baptist. Sachs Morgan Moss in lane 7. And Reddit Stubbs from Tabby in lane 8. Tamani Skinner trying to make it up some. Philip Gray out there in the blue, taking it very strong. It is St. George's Akeem Bowleg, though, who's trying to fight to get into that top spot. But right now it is Philip Gray out front for St. Anne's. He's making a push. Tamani Skinner on the inside in red with the white. He's trying to push through to get into that spot. Right now it is all Philip Gray. Tamani Skinner making a move. Gray right now is holding on. Gray with about 50 meters to go is able to keep it out. Tamani Skinner is making a push. Also trying to get grabbed by him is St. George's Akeem Bowleg. But it is going to be all Philip Gray from St. Anne's. Waiting for his time, 48:40. Very close to that CARIFTA qualifier, but it's going to take a lot to get there with a strong field as this.
But Philip ran a better time than he did this morning.
Yep.
Which meant that he reserved something to come through, which speaks well about the way that these young people are running. They're smart enough to realize that, okay, I'm going to get through the rounds, but I've got to be very careful how I use my energy and getting through the rounds and then going from there. So it worked out well, and congratulations to Philip Gray.
Philip was on our team last year, and he had some challenges. So I know he was really, really focused coming into this championship. He wants to run that individual 400 meters, and so we'll wait to see what happens in the next section and see if he'll get an opportunity.
I was about to say, you have to also wait to see what the selection committee has to say. Let's hear what Philip has to say. We're going to toss it over to Jay Philippe standing by with Philip.
Philip Gray, 48:39. Long strides, long legs. How you felt about your performance just now in the finals?
I felt great. I felt like I executed the plans together. I did that.
It was a close race. You had some competition down the stretch. Once you saw those guys making your way, what was your mindset then?
I just gotta go. Everybody here isn't just as much as me. Just who wants it more.
There you have it. Quincy said he wanted more. That is, he made the, did not make the CARIFTA qualifying mark, but came close. But congratulations, that's St. Anne's.
There you go, Philip Gray. I've watched Philip over the years as a little tyke, and now, I mean, what you feeding these kids? Because I look at them, I go back.
Knows it's the count.
I go back and I'm looking at these young people who I've seen in the primary school divisions and watched them come up through the high school ranks, and here they are, and they're like, okay, they just took off.
Yep.
Boy, fantastic. Heat 2, here we go.
This is going to be a doozy. In lane 1, Peter Tillerson from Government High School. In lane 2, Zion Miller from QC, running unattached. In lane 3, Dion Major. In lane 4, Clinton Laguerre from St. Augustine's College, also running attached. A SAC graduate, Shamar Bain, in lane 5. Berkeley Munnings from St. Anne's in lane 6. Jordan Williams from Tabernacle Baptist in lane 7. And Thanson Orville from CC Sweeting in lane 8. Again, everybody chasing a 4.775 as a CARIFTA qualifier. Shamar Bain and Clinton Laguerre in the middle, going to make a strong push. Clinton Laguerre getting left behind by Shamar Bain. Shamar Bain out there taking off very quickly in the middle of it. Out there, he's chasing the time. It is going to be Bain right now going unattached. Dion Major also coming along, but it is right now Shamar Bain unattached in lane 5. All by himself with the white headband coming off the curve. He's being challenged now by Clinton Laguerre. Clinton Laguerre taking it over. Clinton Laguerre has passed Shamar Bain. Laguerre holding on strong. Shamar Bain trying to come back, but Clinton Laguerre has had the week of his life, pulls up and wins the second heat, looking for time. His time, 48.08. Not enough as an automatic qualifier. A strong race. Shamar Bain led for most of the race, but it was Clinton Laguerre from SAC able to hold on and win. His time, 48.08, not making that 4.775, but again, making a respectable application for a CARIFTA spot. Tony?
Certainly a good time. I think Bain was responsible for that. If you saw, Bain just took off, and he led the first 200 meters of that race. Looking at him going into the 200 meters, his legs just seemed to go a little bit lower. He seemed to tighten up, and then the gentleman from SAC just took over the race. And so, you know, he came very close to that 47 mark, but just short of the CARIFTA standard.
We're going to head over to Jay Philippe, who's standing by with Clinton.
Clinton Laguerre, 48.12. Was that the time that you were expecting?
No, sir. I was expecting to hit the qualifying mark, but you know, it's a new PR, and I'm proud of myself. You know, on the weekend I had messed up my leg, but I didn't train at all this week, but I did a few workouts on Wednesday. So, you know, even though coming off this leg being a problem, I just proud of myself. You know, making my own proud and making Abago proud, you know, making SAC proud.
Great job. That is Laguerre, 48.12, running out of lane 4. Excellent job from Laguerre, and we'll see him again in the future, no doubt about it. Back to you, Chris and Ricardo.
Jay didn't put him on the CARIFTA team? Jay was putting everybody else on the CARIFTA team?
Not yet, not yet. We're going to have to wait on that one. Getting close, but not quite at this point.
So a good run there, like you said. I think if he had started just a little bit sooner, he waited just a little bit too far past that 200-meter mark to make that move. But Shamar Bain was just blasting out there.
Yeah.
I think that Shamar made a good push. I think that if we had seen Clinton go with him a little bit sooner, he might have made that qualifying mark.
All the
maybe both of them.
They've been going at it all year,
Yes.
trying to get to this 47 mark, which has not been easy. We had 6 men come into this competition under 50 seconds, but still unable to hit that 47.
I can't run 50 seconds in the 1. For them to run it in the 4 is amazing. Moving on now to the octathlon 400 for boys. In lane 2, Cavell Ferguson from C.I. Gibson. Unattached in lane 3 is Lovato DeVoe. Rihanna Todd in lane 4 for C.L. Walker. Raheem Robinson for C.C. Sweeting in lane 5. And Joshua Johnson from St. George's in lane 6. This is a part of that group that I say are crazy. To have to participate in so many different events simultaneously, it takes a heart and a special person to do this.
Yeah.
So again, they're not even running for placement right at this point. They're running strictly for points.
And the times that they will turn in will dictate the points that they receive, and who will garnish the most points at the end of the competition will be declared the winner. So you're running against the clock. You need to get the time in, and that's important so that you can have some points heading into the final events.
So right now, I think that's Lovato DeVoe coming in very strong. Also in the middle, it's C.L. Walker, Rihanna Todd, and Raheem Robinson from C.C. Sweeting. But again, one of them may come last and still win the event. So again, seeing a snapshot of one event of the 8 events that they will compete in is very difficult to gauge. Many times it does come down to the final long distance event, but a very strong run there for our multi-event athletes. Did you ever consider doing that, Tonique?
No, definitely not. The 400 was enough.
You didn't give her time to think, man.
she thought too much on that one.
One event was good. These guys, like you said, will do 8 events over the next couple of days, and they only have so much time between
events.
So it's just a matter of coming off the track and then preparing for the next event.
So right now, Lovato DeVoe is standing by with Jay Philippe. Again, he won this heat, but I'm not even sure where he's standing right now. So, Jay, take it away.
Lovato DeVoe, 51.55. Was that a time that you were looking forward to? How you felt about the time?
Yeah, so it was a good time. I PR. I run what I needed to do to capitalize in my early events. I know what I needed to do, and I did exactly what I needed to do. I executed well.
PR is always a good thing. It came down to the finish line, you and the competitor. What was going through your mind as you guys came down to the last 10 meters?
Like my coach say, be strong. I know that I had to be aggressive, so I know that when I open my hands, I'm very aggressive. Rather than holding my hands and restricting myself back, I also know that I had to lean my chest forward. And it's a lot of headwind, but I know I could do it.
Well executed race by Devado. Congratulations on your first place finish. Back to you, Chris and Ricardo.
Devado is
And last year's CARIFTA championship. The games, and for the first time, moves up to
clearing 6 feet 20 boys division, Emmett Higgins. Earlier, Vanetta Roll had picked up the silver medal for the Bahamas in the under-17.
Meantime, on the track, Jamaica was beginning to assert its dominance in the track competition, winning here the Open 1500. But this brave run by Rochelle McKenzie gave the Bahamas a bronze medal, its first track medal, as Rochelle overtook Audrey Wellington of the Cayman Islands in the last stretch. And watch this stretch by Rochelle McKenzie as she overtakes her. Ruth Hamilton of Jamaica wins it in 4:50.21. Morel Skastenang of Suriname was second in 4:53.09, and McKenzie came in third at 4:54.04 to give the Bahamas a bronze medal, and a brave run by Rochelle McKenzie in the Open 1500 meters.
been strong in this event for quite some time. If I remember correctly, came from CC Sweeting and has been making very strong moves there as well. So I suspect he may be maybe leading or at least in the top right now in that multi-event. So here's the second heat of the 400s. Kyle Bain from C.L. Walker in 2. Donovan Samuels Jr. from C.I. Gibson in 3. In lane 4, Laquan Ellis unattached. In lane 5, Marco Carey from Sunland Baptist. In lane 6, Delvius Delva from Central Eleuthera. And running unattached in lane 7 and competing unattached is Brandon Hutchinson in this second 400-meter octathlon run. And again, they've bunched up a little bit. It's only 3 competitors who have shown up.
We seem to have lost a few, but again, it speaks to the endurance of this event and being able to do one event right after the other.
And usually what happens, especially, I don't know if pole vault was an event or if they felt as if they haven't done too well in one of the earlier events, it doesn't make any sense to continue competing for them. But a very strong 400 there by Kyle Bain, I think. His time, 51.23.
He'll pick up some points for that.
Yeah, that's
some very good points that he's going to need down the road.
So we still have a lot to go here tonight.
But the good thing for them is they're done. And so they'll come back tomorrow and look at the second day of competition. And now you'll have to figure out who's going to be able to recoup as quickly as the other athletes are. And that will determine what happens. So tomorrow is going to be very, very pivotal as far as the point scenario for those athletes in the multi-events. And the same thing applies for the girls. They, too, will have to make a quick recovery. This is where trainers are necessary. They've got to now go and get that rub down. They've got to get the ice and the whole 9 yards. The craziest thing in the world is an ice bath. And I ain't going to never do that again in my life. But it became an integral part of what is the day for professional sports, especially for track and field athletes, to get in that ice, stop the muscles from swelling, and keep it compact, and also help in the diminishment of that lactic acid that hurts.
Yeah, it's really refreshing after a race. And as an athlete, once you do it, it becomes mandatory. It actually messes with your head if you don't get to do it after a race and before a race the next day. And so it's something that you come to depend on.
There you go. And on the ice. There you go.
So we're going to head over real quick to Jay, who's standing by with the winner of that second heat in that octathlon 400. Jay.
Yeah, I'm standing with Kyle Bain from C.R. Walker, the Golden Knights. He just won the 400 meters in the men under 20 boys octathlon, which is 8 events over the course of 2 days. That's the third event. You look pretty relaxed in the 400.
I know I needed to get some points. I just gone in with a strong mindset, and I executed.
Like I said, you look pretty relaxed. Was the 400 one of your better events compared to the other events?
Yes, so the 400 was probably my best event right now. So I knew I had to work hard on it.
As far as standings and points, where do you think you rank right now? What can the entire Bahamas expect from you moving forward?
I'm probably in the top 5 right now. I'm hoping to qualify for the CARIFTA Games. And look forward to seeing you on tomorrow.
Congratulations, good luck, and I hope you do make the team. Back to you, Chris and Ricardo.
All right, Jay, thanks a lot. Again, you didn't put the person back on the team. I'm very disappointed. I thought you had some pull. Jay was putting everybody else on the team. Before we get to the 100, we still have the heptathlon 200 for the girls here tonight. So we're going to have to see how that turns out. We have 7 competitors listed. Lachey Smith, who's running unattached. Angelique Dean from Temple Christian is competing for that school. Trinity Pennerman is competing for SAC. Essence Sands from Doris Johnson is out there. Kaylee Pratt from Sunland Baptist is listed. Also listed for St. John's is Sanaya Adderley and Kamijah Skippings round out the 7 who are listed to compete in this heptathlon for girls.
It's certainly good to see 2 St. John's College athletes representing there. Hoping for some good results.
Some good results, and I believe that it will all pan out very well. Again, for the girls too, getting them to compete in the multi-events is also important. And also to our audience, we are streaming. And again, we just want to make sure that you do get the information, make sure that things go in the way it is. So we'll double check for you. We're understanding that we may have 1 or 2 calls in regards to how the stream is going. We'll double check on that for you and make sure that that's going out there so that folks don't miss any of the action here at the track, especially with the 100 meters finals coming up in just a bit here at the stadium. By that time, hopefully we'll be back from the news and we'll be able to bring you live coverage of that. But right now, go back to the 200 meters for these young ladies who have been competing all morning long here at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium.
All right, just to follow up on what you were saying, I think that we are streaming on YouTube. If my producer can double check that, and not on the app. I know we've been getting some calls, and we're hearing the calls that are coming in, but I don't know if my producers can just let me know if it is streaming on YouTube solely or on the app, because that's the calls that we are getting in terms of where they can continue to watch until news is over. News ends around 7:30. So again, want to make sure that everybody is able to watch as we are, again, this is the CARIFTA trials doubling in with the National High School Championships. We're getting ready for the heptathlon in the girls.
Getting the blocks, getting the blocks ready and putting them in place.
I see that there's at least 4 competitors out there for that. So maybe we may just be streaming on YouTube as opposed to the app. So just want to make sure we're clear on that. So yeah, we're double checking that right now to see where we're streaming. But again, news should be wrapping up in a few moments. So we'll get in time for the 100s. And again, for clarity, there's going to be 2 finals for every 100 except the under 14s. And the thought behind that presumably is that to give everybody a equal chance of trying to make it to the CARIFTA championships, especially in anything under the 400, where a start may have cost you a spot in a final, but you are one of the top competitors. So presumably that's the thought process behind having the A and B final, or two finals, in the ones, the twos, and the fours. I think it's only for those three events that they are doing that. You're seeing the starting team coming down now for the start of the ones. I think they're going to have the secondary starting team at the two for, no, sorry, pardon me. This is for the two here that they are getting ready. The starting team is coming here, and then we'll presumably move down for the start of the one.
It's been an interesting day for our young athletes that have been here from very early this morning, many of them running these rounds, and also the multi-event athletes also putting their best foot forward and also getting support. It is important that they are supported by family and friends, and it's great to see that we do have a number of fans that have also come out here for the evening session, and we're hoping that come tomorrow they will also oblige us and come out and support these young people. Remember now, this is two events wrapped up into one, so that, you know, if you're from Eleuthera, you're from Exuma, from Andros, or from anywhere, from, like they used to say, from Mose Island, if you come out here and support your family and friends that have come up here, and also have words with them and give them some words of encouragement, that's going to go a long way, because there's lots of family here in New Providence. And so for these athletes, just to have somebody give us a few words of encouragement spells well for their ability to continue and to keep driving and moving forward. Because I know for me, when I was competing, any family member in the stands, that was a hallelujah, because it put me in a comfort zone. And I think that was the best way moving forward.
Yeah, we certainly want to come out and support all of our family islands. Yesterday I was in the Mullet Marathon, and the teams were starting to arrive. We had the team from Mangrove Key, and the kids were excited. They were happy to be here, be a part of this event, and they don't often get to do this. And so with us having the two section finals, I think this also gives them more than one opportunity to compete, because oftentimes persons are out after the first round, they've traveled all this way, maybe this is their first big competition like this, and then they have nothing to do. Certainly with two rounds, it gives some of them an opportunity to compete more than once.
There you go. And so they've actually taken full advantage of it. That's why I kept saying from earlier, this is really a blessing in disguise, because now what can happen is you have where the premise of establishing a true national program can be incorporated from today moving forward. This is where that national program we've been talking about since I was 21, okay? And so let's put it, shut up. Let's put it, Crystal, let's put it behind us and move forward. But that's what we were looking for, a national program. It can begin as of today. 200 meters. The girls here in the octathlon final event for the day.
And again, it's impressive to have all 7 competitors who started still in this heptathlon. Again, we do have 2 St. John's competitors out there in lane 6.
In last year's CARIFTA championship. To games, and for the first time moves
second,
up to
clearing 6 feet 20 boys division, Emmett Higgins. Earlier, Vanetta Roll had picked up the silver medal for the Bahamas in the
finish of the boys under 17 400-meter final event. And as you will see as they come around the turn, it's Jamaica all the way. The Bahamas fighting for a medal and will get a medal in this. A bronze will be turned in by Renwood Wells. But Jamaica gets 1 and 2. Barrington Campbell wins the gold. Paul Campbell wins the silver. And Wells takes the bronze for the Bahamas in this particular event, the 400 meters for boys under 17.
And in lane 7, out front in the middle, though, it looks like it's Sunland Baptist's Kaylee Pratt. taking her stride here very strong in this 200. Chasing her just ever so slightly is Angelique Dean from Temple Christian, but she will be able to hold on. Trinity Penniman from SAC also in the mix, but it is from Sunland, Kaylee Pratt pulling up with the win here. But again, remember, it's not just position, it's performance that translates into points here. The standard that they are chasing in the under 20 girls heptathlon is 3,924 points. Those have to be accumulated over the 2 days and 8 events. So this is the 4th event and the last event for the day. So they're going to go get ready for tomorrow. Again, I am convinced you have to be somewhat crazy to participate in a multi-event competition.
No, not really.
Yes.
Not really. It's about working on the psyche, okay? You're not too fast in the sprints. You're not too adverse in the jumps, but you're mediocre, okay? Yeah. But you could turn around and take that, put the two together, and you could be a super athlete in the multi-event. No, but then Chris, you want to make the team.
I get your point in that I can be an okay sprinter, an okay middle distancer. I'm pretty good at throwing something. I'm pretty good at jumping. Not enough to make the team singularly. Right. Put it all together. I can make that 4,000 points necessary on the heptathlon side, or the 4,800 points on the men's side.
Right.
I get the point, but it is a grueling event to consistently finish something that you put 100% in and turn around 90 minutes later, put another 100%. Yeah. 90 minutes later, I'm throwing a ball. A couple minutes later, I'm jumping over a stick. It's a lot. It's grueling.
It is grueling.
And to get there, you've got to have a mental discipline to be able to do that.
But
and when I say crazy, I don't mean it, sorry, Tony, not in a negative way, but it's definitely, you have to be mentally ready for that.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Mentally ready.
What I wanted to add is it's all day. You don't get to go home like after the 100 or 200 to rest up for the next event. And then oftentimes you're sitting in the high jump area for the entire competition because you have to wait for everyone to compete. It's sunny, it's raining, you're battling the weather, and so it is a grueling event because you're exposed to the elements all day and you continuously have to get ready for one event right after the next. And it's over 2 days.
And what happens in that event is these kids who compete in a multi-event, when they do end up getting rid of their track career, they could say to their kids, I was the best at everything. And so you got to realize the psyche to this thing, man. You know, it's not that, mommy or daddy used to run 100 or 200 meters. Listen, I was a complete athlete. Right. I did it all. And I think that's another thing that you can work on. And most of the athletes that do this in the multi-events, especially at the world stage, you'll find that they have a wonderful life, man, because they get the sponsorship now. They never used to get the sponsorship, but now you get the sponsorship and you get the kind of help that you want. And that's it. And that's one of the key things now that track and field is getting, Tonique. Right. The fact that there's now a lot of sponsorship coming in, whereas everybody was fighting to get some sponsors to help them at all of the cost. Like these young people have to now go and find a trainer and find a means and ways to take care of their muscles. That's costly.
It is.
And so for, the next level in terms of where they're going to be, they're going to need that kind of stuff.
It's not just me running out there. It's a coach, it's a trainer, it's a physio, it's a nutritionist, it's the supplements, it's the vitamins, it's the equipment, it's the gym membership to run 40 seconds. Again, a lot of people don't realize that there's so many ingredients necessary for that 48-second run. And I think that, like you said, corporate Bahamas and corporate sponsorship has started to understand that it's not just, well, if I give $10,000 to Chris, what is he going to do with that? That goes straight to a manager or a trainer or the gym or supplements. I know some athletes spend almost $10,000 to $12,000 a year just on supplements.
Yep. Yeah.
And I mean, it's not like they're going overboard. That's just what's necessary to compete at that level.
Agreed. There's your 100 meters, Chris.
Under 14 girls, 100. Lane 1, Myra Evans from Sunland. Kyla Smith from Sac in 2, Rosellis Moxie from QC in 3, Vanessa Mackey from St. Anne's in 4, Zara Frazier from QC in 5, Breon Ward from T.A. Thompson in 6, Shannon Edwards Bruno from Sac in 7, and Andrea Brown from TC in lane 8. This will be the final for the under 14 girls. Clean start. Looked like somebody got a little jump there on the outside. Andrea Brown from TC, but on the inside it is all QC. Rosellis Moxie. She's going to be challenged very late here by Zara Frazier. It's going to be Zara Frazier picks up the win. It looks like a tumble there. Looks as if QC took 1-2.
And I want you to take note of this. Every one of the competitors ran to her rescue. Holy
and that's
cow.
what's important here.
They all ran to her rescue to make sure she was okay. And to tell you, this is that tender age, that under 14, a tender age. And, you know, this is where friendships are really forged.
Right.
And that's what we saw just now, what real, true friendships is. And here's the replay. What a race this was.
Yeah, Rosellis was very quick out there. She dominated the race in the white headband from QC. She did get a late push there from Zara Frazier, but she was able to just edge her, it looks like.
Great effort from the QC comments.
And it looks as if QC will take 1 and 3. I think they are still scoring it, but it looks as if Moxie is at 12-9. 2. Oh no, they're going to re-score it, because I really do think that Zara Frazier from QC edged her there. They may have picked up the wrong QC athlete. No, they are putting it back with Moxie at 12-9-0. All right, so it is a final with Rosellis Moxie taking the win. Jay, take it away.
Rosellis Moxie, congratulations, 12.90 seconds. Was that the time you expected? How you felt about the race?
I felt very nervous because since my time keep being 13, I thought I wasn't going to make it. But here I am, I made it. And the time I was respected is like 13.01. And yeah, and I felt so nervous and shivering since I was very cold, but I had it.
You ran an excellent race. You definitely went below 13 seconds, so I guess that's a personal best for you?
Yes, sir.
Congratulations, Moxie, under 14 girls, 100-meter winner. Back to you, Chris and Ricardo.
All right, Jay, thanks a lot. I'm surprised you didn't put her on the CARIFTA team as well. Getting ready now for the under 14 boys 100 in lane 1, representing C.H. Reeves, Lavario Ferguson. In lane 2, Isaiah Wilson from Kingsway Academy. Lane 3, Aiden Mustrom from St. John's. Representing St. Paul's. In lane 4, Kishan Pinder. In lane 5, representing SAC, is Jariah Woodside. In lane 6, from St. John's, Sean Ferguson. In lane 7, Tavares Moss from Sunland Baptist. And in lane 8, representing Preston Albury High School, Alvaro Johnson in 8 again. Again, still challenging for a CARIFTA spot would be a 10-9-6. Clean start here, Sunland Baptists. Moss getting out very quickly, but he's quickly eaten up on the inside of this St. John's. Aiden Musgrove, challenged by St. Paul's. Keyshawn Pinder. Pinder coming through. It looks as if it will be Pinder taking the win. Just out nicking St. John's, Aiden Musgrove. Again, that one will come down maybe to the hundreds. That was a close one, but again, Ricardo, what you talk about again, everybody coming together to help.
Coming together to make sure that they're athletes, and it's all about the camaraderie. And at this age bracket, this shows you the importance of how these young people who have been together running against each other, but for the most part, they care about each other.
And pulling up with the win, 11-8-1, is Keyshawn Pinder from St. Paul's, just out nicking Aiden Musgrove. It looks as if by 0.05 of a second, but this was a close race. And if he can get that right arm to get straight, he may be doing a little bit better at times as well, but a great run there. And like you said, everybody turned around and was like, let's help our guy up.
Get to him right away and check on him, find out what's going on. Also keep in mind, too, that when you look at the shoes that these young people are wearing, and many of them, as they at this age, are learning the intricacies of running. Okay, and so now they've got to learn that, you just don't come to a complete stop. You have to continue and keep going and allow yourself to come down gradually, because you can turn around and get hooked in that chevron surface.
Yep.
And anything happens after that, and then you're in a bind. And so I think they'll learn as they move forward.
We're going to head over to Jay Philippe with Keyshawn Pinder, the under-14 winner. Jay.
Yes, Chris. Yes, Chris. Keyshawn Pinder, 11.80 seconds. What does it mean for you and St. Paul's, a small school in Grand Mama, to come into New Providence and win the title in the 100 meters?
It just, we come to prove people wrong, and then just feels good running.
You ran a great race. It came down to the last few seconds. What was that extra nudge that allowed you to go beyond and to be able to come out as a victor?
He led up too easy, so I take the advantage and dip before him.
There you have it. Keyshawn Pinder took advantage of the opportunity, and he is your winner at this year's Nationals in the 100 meters under 14 boys. Congratulations.
Jay, don't worry. We keep changing, so we're not quite sure what is what. So this is the under 17 girls B final for the 100. It looks as if we have only 3 competitors. Four. Sorry. She got swallowed up by the assistant starter there. So it looks as if in lane 1, it will be Aisha Hanna. And maybe if we can see everybody else. But it was Aisha Hanna from CV Bethel in lane 1. In lane 3 is Tamaya Edwards from Anatole Rogers. Caitlin Smith from St. John's in lane 4. And in lane 6, Royce Pantry from QC. So it looks as if Aisha Hanna got a very good jump there on that start. She's tearing out early, having the slight advantage here with about 10 meters to go. It's going to be a challenge at the finish, and it looks as if St. John's Caitlin Smith able to pull in and pick up that B final win. Her time, 12:95.
Very good run as well.
A good run for her. Yeah, she ran 12:95, that B final win. Again, she's hoping that it stands up. But only 4 competitors have either tied or gone over that time in the A final coming up next.
But, to have these young people compete in the 2 finals also puts them in the spotlight, and I believe that also helps in terms of their development and motivation, makes them feel real good that they're on that big stage, and this is the big stage for them, and to have them run and compete, who knows, down the road there are some positive things that's going to happen when they do move in to their own. And I love what they're doing here with this particular race itself and the event.
Great start there by Aisha Hanna, could not hold on. St. John's' Caitlin Smith picks up the win. Getting ready now for the under-17 girls A final in the 100. Again, they're chasing 12.2 seconds. Going over quickly to Jay for the winner from St. John's and Caitlin. Jay.
Caitlin Smith, congratulations, St. John's Giants. It was a close finish, a photo finish. How you felt about your performance?
I felt great about my performance, and this was the first time in a while I did good in my races, and I gave it all to God. And I'd like to thank my coach, Tito Moss, for helping me through all of this.
There you go.
And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be in this place right now.
Congratulations, Caitlin Smith. You're a winner in the under-17 girls 100 meters. Back to you, Chris.
I love that attitude.
I know, exactly. So getting ready now for this A final in lane 1 from QC, Kaylee Davis. In lane 2, unattached, is Shekaniah Johnson. In lane 3, from BMES, Phoebe Thompson. In lane 4, QC's Jemiah Nabi. In lane 5, Saks Cheyenne Demerit. SAC also represented in 6 and 7. In 6, Kylie Wallace. In 7, Madison Moss. And in lane 8, Peyton Knowles from St. John's. Everybody chasing a 12.2. Jemiah Nabi from QC has already made that qualifying mark earlier today. It's going to come down to a spot on the CARIFTA team right now. Looks as if Jemiah stumbled just a little bit coming out of that blocks. She's easily making it up. She's going to be pushing. No competition here. Moss trying to get to her, but nothing. She's looking to hold on and pick up that win. Looked like she stumbled just ever so slightly coming out of the blocks, showing the love out there, looking for her flash time. She has already qualified, and it looks as if she qualified earlier today as well with a 12.14. Presumably she has won, because clearly that is better than a 12.95. She has won, so she's inked her spot in the CARIFTA championship team for the Bahamas, just waiting for her flash time to come up.
That's beautiful, beautiful, fantastic. Good run there. Seeing exactly the transition, and boy, these young ladies are sharing the love. They're having a good time.
Certainly knew exactly what the assignment was, and she went out there, she executed, and so it's just a matter now of waiting to see if her time is improved.
You could tell from her face that she was very focused and understood exactly what the big picture was. And again, you could tell that these kids are coached very well, and you could tell that they're going through it. And they're giving their coaches a lot of accolades, primarily because they've been now trained to do certain things. And they understand now what the mission is. And the mission is to go through the phase, listen, do it repeatedly, over and over and over, and now you get the result here on the track.
And at QC, we have Coach Everett Fraser, who's been there for a while, really just changing the program. They have some dynamic sprinters right now, as you can see. They've been in just about every final. And so as we continue to watch this CARIFTA, we'll continue to see the comet shining.
And also keep in mind, too, that there are spotters that's sitting there and also taking the notes and information. And so they will be looking at a lot of this data and utilizing this data and being able to use it, okay, as we move forward into the summer months and into next year as to these up-and-coming stars that's going to be a part of our national program, which is very, very important.
All right, Kato, thanks. So, real quick, it seems as if her flash time was 11.87, which goes under 12 seconds. And if that time stands up, looking for it now, no, her flash time was 11.87. If that flash time holds up, not only is it a qualifier for under 17, it's a qualifier for under 20 as well. So let's figure out what the magic is. We're going to go over to Jay, who's standing by right now. Okay, real quick change of plan. We're going to...
In last year's CARIFTA games, and for the first time,
second, clearing 6 feet 20 boys division, Emmett Higgins. Earlier, Vanetta Roll had picked up the silver medal for the Bahamas. And
New Ball and Jules in lanes 2 and 3. They will be right there. Lanes 3 and 4, that should be New Ball on the outside in lane number 4. And Jules, they're going to be right there with each other as they get down the straight, and it's going to be Jules winning it in 10.52 seconds. New Ball taking the silver medal for the Bahamas in this particular event. Boy Blue not particularly upset at the outcome, but he said the distractions, the false starts and the arguments and all that did throw him off just a little bit.
In lane 1, Tyler Frazier from SAC. Lane 2, Roll from St. Mary Patricia. McPhee from SAC in 3, Gordon in 4, Ford in 5, Pratt in 6, Tate in 7, and Etienne in 8. And right in the middle, it is Trent Ford, it looks as if, from St. Augustine's College, who made a strong push there to pick up the win. His time, 11:01. So we're going to head over to Jay with the winner from the under 20 girls 100. Jay.
Jemiah Nabi, 11.87 seconds. That's a fast time.
Yes, sir. It's all within my work.
and trusted in God, and everything came true. I was really worried about the wind tonight, but it was pretty low, and I definitely looking to push past my limits for CARIFTA games.
You seem like you were in a class of your own. You were there by yourself.
I wouldn't say that, but all competition is appreciated, and yes.
There you have it, Nabi from Queens College, this year's under-20 winner in the 100 meters. Under 17.
Yeah. Jay could put her on the team.
Apparently, this one is an easy one you can put on. This is
under 17 or under 20.
Yeah, we can put her on either one at this point. 11.87 surpasses the under 20 girls qualifier. And again, let's make sure that that holds up. But that's still an amazing run for her, even if it fluctuates a few hundred.
But what she said, I appreciate all the competition. Each competition she's getting faster.
Yeah.
And so that bodes well for her going into the CARIFTA, because hopefully we'll see that time drop again. And it certainly will have to, because we know that Jamaica is coming with some power sprinters, and 11.8, she may have to break that just to medal.
There you go, and she's going to be great. Jay Philippe standing by. Let's quickly send over to Jay for that interview. Jay?
Yes, Ricardo, trained for us from the St. Augustine's College. What a race. Walk me through your performance, how you felt about your performance in the finals just now.
Coming out the semis, I had a rough start. In the finals, my coach just told me just focus. This is the second chance from God being in the B finals, so I just give it all I got, and I PB.
To be able to run 3 races in one day, how did you mentally prepare for the finals?
I just get in the zone, just focus myself, envision what I want to do, and I did it.
Congratulations, SAC won this year's 100 meters. Back to you guys.
Under 17 boys, 100 getting ready for the start. LeBranch, Roker, Burrows, Brown, Roll, Frazier, Smith, and Kelly. 2 unattached, 1 St. John's, 1 from Tabby, 1 from QC, and 2 from St. Augustine's College. Here for the start. Chasing 10.96. Clean start. Very quickly. Andrew Brown from St. Augustine's College in the middle. It's an all bungle right now. Coming out though, St. John's. Ishmael Roll trying to make a push. Ishmael Roll coming in for St. John's. Picks up the win. Looking for his time. His very quick flash time is 10.93. If that holds up, he has just ran himself onto a CARIFTA team.
Wonderful race
that was
just
a
now.
Great race.
Very much so. Watching these young men just now run, it was fantastic to see that the kind of speed that we've seen here in terms of the turnover was absolutely fantastic. Boy, this was a race to be remembered. This A final, but everybody who was basically balanced. We saw that all the way through to the 80-meter mark. That last 20 meters is when everything started to separate, and we found our winner.
Yeah, he certainly looked good. I didn't want to, cheer too loudly. I don't want to be biased, but it was great to see St. John's out there, and he looked really good. And we're just waiting on that time to see.
Be loud. Go ahead. Because Chris is already trained, Jay, to say the St. Augustine's College. You can be loud with St. John's.
So Ishmael's time has been finalized as 10.93. Again,
and that certainly...
And that surpasses the CARIFTA qualifying standard. I think Jay was trying to get Ishmael. It looks as if he's going to come back. Running a 100 has got to be one of the easiest things to do, clearly, so you don't need any rest, recovery, nothing. And I'm being very facetious here.
Yes, because the only person in the world that can run that and say what he got to say is Usain Bolt.
And I don't know how he does it.
Okay.
I interviewed him once during the World Relays here, and he had finished, and I was like, buddy, how are you able to do this? So it looks as if Jay has gotten Ishmael back. 10.93, ran himself onto a CARIFTA team. Jay.
Ishmael, we know you're fast, but 10.93, that's kind of super fast.
Not really. I really wanted to aim for 10.5. That's what the Jamaicans are running, and I wanted to be able to show them that I could compete with them.
Ishmael, we know you would have made the team last year. Based on your experience this year, what are some of the things you're going to improve on as CARIFTA is going to be held right here in New Providence?
Well, firstly, I need to improve on my start, because that's what really cost me last year to come third.
There you have it, Ishmael from St. John's College. Back to you guys.
Let me do it for you.
The St. John's, the St.
Chris,
John's College Giant picking up the win there.
Yes.
Sonique with her pom-poms ready to go. Here we are, under 20 girls, 100-meter B final. Clark in 1, Stapleton in 2, Thompson in 3, Hannah in 4, Archer in 5, Sears in 6, Taylor in 7, and Hewitt in lane 8. A very clean start here. We've lost 2 competitors at the start in lane 2. It looks as if that Zara Stapleton from St. Augustine's College was taking the lead. Kavani Hannah from Government High School has now taken over and taken control. Her flash time.
What a clean race that was as well.
Certainly.
Hannah running right through the tape, and she was looking 10 to 20 meters ahead. And so it wasn't a decision there. It was just, I'm going to go straight through the tape and show that I've got some speed. Congratulations, and a very good run for the young ladies.
12.65, the final there.
And it's no guessing. I think in the last several races, all of our winners came from right in the middle of the track. Again, we talk about those preferred lanes, and they've just been running straight down to the finish.
I think that's what has helped, because what we've seen here per the sheets is the fact that all the speed is in the middle of the track. And so these young people can look at each other and get a very good idea where everybody is and not have to second guess, which puts for a better showing and also a very fast, and I look at it, a very fast race, and we're seeing some clean races because of the way that they are grouped in those areas.
Yeah, certainly. They look really good coming out of the blocks. They're well prepared, and I think right now everyone is trying to have the best start possible, because it's only 100 meters, and you have one shot at making this CARIFTA standard and making the team tonight.
And they're taking full advantage of it, because we're seeing qualifier after qualifier, and that's what we thought, that once this wind died down, we got into the evening hour, we were going to see some of the speed that's been here all morning long now being displayed in the evening session.
And I know one of the things they've been complaining about this championship has been the wind. So I hope we're getting good wind readings on the 100 meters, but they certainly look good. They're focused, and I think we'll have a good showing. Everyone is getting faster.
The wind has been sort of negligible so far in these hundreds. Let's toss it very quickly over to Jay Philippe. Jay.
Kevin East Hannah from Government High. Good race, executed. How do you feel about the race?
I felt all right. I know I got to do better. I didn't execute it properly.
Well, how you felt about the competition?
It was good, but I believe I should have made it to the A finals. Should listen.
Congratulations, Hannah from Government High. Back to you guys.
Clark, Richards, Gibson, Pratt, Dorset, Taylor, Bowe, Charlton. In the middle, it is Sachs, Amari, Pratt, taking off very strong, being challenged by Sunland Baptist and Dorset. Dorset taking control of the race. It's going to come down to the touch, and it will be Dorset. Shatila Dorset from Sunland Baptist edging out for this under 20 girls 100 win. And right now, her and St. Augustine's
In last year's CARIFTA championship. This is going to take the goal! She's got a double. To games, and for the first time, moves
second,
up to
clearing 6 feet 20 boys division, Emmett Higgins. Earlier, Vanetta Roll had picked up the silver medal for the Bahamas in the under.
They did have something to cheer about, though, in the girls under 20 100-meter finals, as Sheena Stirrup in lane 3 here will come through with a silver medal performance. Jillian Ford of Trinidad's going to win this race in 11.4 seconds, but Sheena Stirrup, watch her hands go up when she screams there at the end as she knocks off the lady from Jamaica, Laurel Johnson of Jamaica, finishing third in 11.9 seconds. Sheena's time, 11.8 seconds, and she is ecstatic about finishing second and beating the Jamaican especially.
I'm surprised to know that this is my first year under 20 and that I just could come and come second. I'm so happy.
In last year's CARIFTA championship champion. Bahamas is going to take the goal. Repeat, she's going to double.
The games, and for the first time moves
second,
up to the
clearing 6 feet 20 boys division, Emmett Higgins. Earlier, Vanetta Roll had picked up the silver medal for the Bahamas.
And there are off 4 teams: Bahamas, Barbados, Jamaica, and Grenada. The first leg once again will be run entirely in lanes.
Followed closely by Jamaica, Barbados, and the Bahamas on the inside. The Bahamas comes around the bend as she makes a move.
At the 200-meter point,
Jamaica, the Bahamas, and Barbados.
At the 200-meter point, it is Jamaica followed by the Bahamas.
Grenada, Jamaica, the Bahamas, and Barbados.
Running strong out there in lane number 6 is Grenada. Let's see who passes the baton off first, but at this point, it looks to be Grenada. It's going to be Grenada. Jamaica and the Bahamas getting the baton at the same time. On the second leg for the Bahamas is Cottrell Martin and Sonita Sutherland for Jamaica. Grenada out front. They will cut in after the first 100. The Bahamas and Cottrell Martin goes into the lead. Jamaica in second, Grenada in third, and Barbados in fourth. That is Sonita Sutherland for Jamaica, Cottrell Martin for the Bahamas at the 200-meter mark. There they come with about 2:25 to go. 1:50 to go. It is still Bahamas running strong. On the third leg for the Bahamas will be Tamara Rigby. For Jamaica, it will be Rosemary White. A pretty surprising strong leg by Cottrell Martin. But here comes Jamaica. And Grenada now starting to make a push. The medal pushes right now between Bahamas, Jamaica, and Grenada. It is going to be one half of the sensational twin. Jamaica passes off first. Tamara Rigby, Rosemary White, and Grenada in third. Will they hold on? It's going to be a battle on the ankle leg between Anisha McLaughlin, the 400-meter champion from last year, and this year's 400-meter champion.
Well,
if it comes down to a sprint,
a sister got to give her a good lead. Here comes Jamaica.
Jamaica now making a move on the inside. With about 200 meters to go. It is Jamaica and the Bahamas neck and neck in the under 17 girls 4x400 meter relay final. Folks, and this is just the beginning. We have 3 more 4x4s after this. Rigby starting to fade. It is going to be too much for her sister to make up on McLaughlin. I have a feeling. Grenada now moves into second. It is Jamaica, Anisha McLaughlin, followed by Grenada. And here goes Tavara Rigby, the 400-meter champion, trying to bring the Bahamas at least into silver or gold. She has a lot to make up. Will it take a lot out of her because she's going to try and make up a lot of ground, Rupert?
Yeah, she's pushing it. She's pressing. Here she comes.
But if it comes down to a sprint, we've already seen the foot speed of Anisha McLaughlin from Jamaica. 200 meters to go, and the lead is just about 5 meters for Jamaica. Now we can see that early push is starting to play a factor on Tavara Rigby. They straighten out this Jamaica, followed by Grenada and the Bahamas. And there goes the extra burst of energy for Jamaica and Anisha McLaughlin. They will go on to take the under 17 girls 4x4, the first team to do it, followed by Grenada, and the Bahamas comes in third. A weak third leg for the sister Tamara Rigby. Didn't expect that out of her. In last year's CARIFTA championship champion. Bahamas is going to take the goal. Repeat, she's going to double.
The games, and for the first time moves up to the
clearing 6 feet 20 boys division, Emmett Higgins. Earlier, Vanetta Roll had picked up the silver medal for the Bahamas in the under 17.
And they're off. 4x100 meter relay. And just like the Bahamas and the under 17 girls, Tyrone Sawyer making up the stagger, but Jamaica also out there. Here's Lightning Bolt on the second leg. The Bahamas in second, Jamaica leading, Grenada in third. The Takes and Takers in fourth. Here comes the Bahamas and Jamaica. Jamaica out front. On the third leg, Arthur Spencer for the Bahamas. On the anchor leg, Jamaica, Bahamas. Once again, it's going to be Jamaica. Let's see if the Bahamas can make up some ground. Here comes Delano Coakley. It's going to be Jamaica running away with the under 17. Bahamas picks up the silver, and the bronze will go to Grenada.
Mary Pratt hugging on the win.
That is incredible. That is incredible.
So Shantyla Dorset runs 11.81, and get this, Amari Pratt from St. Augustine's runs 11.86. Both of them going under the CARIFTA standard, and a wind reading of negative 0.6, which makes it legal.
Right.
So the top two finishers have qualified for CARIFTA here in this final.
And you saw that with the celebration. They were hugging each other. They're now team members on the CARIFTA 2023 team. So we'll certainly look forward to seeing them in the next couple of weeks.
I love it, and let me tell you, this is what we talked about. We just said the win, and now all of a sudden we get the right conditions, and what you get, 2 qualifiers. Jay Philippe, you got one of the qualifiers with you. Take it away.
Shatalia 11.81. You said you wanted to come to New Providence and dominate. It was a close race, but you was able to walk away. Walk me through the race.
Well, I just wanted to get like a good start and then stay in my drive pace for long, and then like coming to the end, just give it everything I got, and that's what I did.
I realized towards the end of the race you celebrated with Pratt. What was that all about?
Well, I love sportsmanship, and I love how she's humble, so I just was happy that she qualified with me and we could be on the team together.
There you have it, Shatalia. She would have competed last year at the CARIFTA Games, also with the World Championships last year as well, too. This year, CARIFTA. What's your expectations?
Well, I'm planning on just medaling for my country to make my country proud.
Congratulations, Shatalia Dorset. Back to you guys, Ricardo and Chris.
Let me tell you, she's made us proud just by the fact that she's been able to qualify and get on the team, and showed us this evening that she is ready for CARIFTA in 2 weeks.
The fact that we had 2 qualifiers in this final, and not close qualifiers, they blew away that standard, speaks volumes of, one, the conditions here, the competition, and what we will do at CARIFTA in 2 weeks.
Absolutely. You heard what she said? They love each other because they're humble. That shows you the kind of connection these athletes have been making since they have come together here for these competition. Incredible.
So here we are, under 20 boys, B final for the 100 in lane 1. Peterson Tillisord from Government High School in lane 4. Matthew Chandler from QC, and it looks as if Alexander Dean from QC in lane 6 as well. Clean start. Looks as if Matthew Chandler stumbled just a little bit. Pretty even now, 60 meters to go. Alexander Dean is eaten up by Matthew Chandler from QC.
Three athletes. I know it's a bit disappointing for them because they're looking for a full field to compete here this evening, which would have been absolutely fantastic. But the bottom line is it's their show, their show time, and so they're pretty happy with that.
And again, Matthew ran a 10.98 in the semifinal, came back, ran 11.14 here tonight. Probably could have done a little bit more if there had been a lot more of a challenge there, and I think not having that challenge may have played a role in that, and hit what maybe in his mind a disappointing run, 11.14. They are chasing 10.6. Nobody ran that this morning. I'm not sure. I know Tonique has the master list of of qualifiers. I'm not sure if anybody has qualified yet in the under-20 boys 100, but nobody ran the 10.6 this morning this afternoon.
Yeah, we have one qualifier at 10.60 exactly, Jonathan Fowler. And so I'm not sure if he's in the final.
He is. From SAC, he is in lane 6. So let's go real quick through the under-20 boys 100 final. In lane 1, Michael Cartwright from QC. Running unattached, Sean Marshall in 2. Also unattached, Adam Musgrove in 3. Zion Campbell unattached as well in lane 4. Jeremiah Adley from NCA in lane 5. Jonathan Fowler from SAC in lane 6. Carlos Brown from C.R. Walker in 7. And Andrew Stiles in lane 8 for Sunland Baptist. This is going to be a very fast race, and hopefully for them, someone can be dragged into a CARIFTA qualifier.
Well, there is the opportunity, because now the conditions are perfect for them to actually post that qualifying time. All it is a matter now of going through your race, getting out of the blocks and going through the transition and carrying the speed all the way into the finish line, and that's going to be very important. This is a technical race right now, and I know there's a lot of pressure on these young men, but they know what they are here for: a spot on that team and also points for their schools.
Just so that you know, in that last race, the wind reading was 0.0. There was no wind in that race.
Certainly good.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So fall in lane 6, goes in with a qualifier. He must be comfortable knowing that he has a qualifying time, but this is the 100 meters and anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
So we expect him to get out and have a strong race. And then it certainly bodes well for the gentleman on the side of him, because if they can just keep up with him, he runs fast. Maybe they'll get a qualifier too.
You know, the one thing in this event, you'll see them close to each other, and you hope that you could draft off your competitor, but your competitor can pull you along when they move, and so at least you have a peripheral view of who's where, and that tells you exactly you need to either dig down a little bit more, or I need to continue and let the speed carry me to the finish line.
Zion Campbell, the fastest time, 10.74 in lane 4. In lane 5, Jeremiah Adley from NCA, 10.75, and 10.76, Jonathan Fowler comes in. Those are the 3 top times coming out of this morning, but again, Fowler already have that CARIFTA qualifier in this under-20 boys 100 meters. Clean start. Fowler got stuck in the blocks. Right now, it looks as if Zion Campbell out very quickly. Fowler getting eaten up. In lane 7, it's Carlos Brown from C.R. Walker. C.R. Walker's going to take this. He's looking for a time to get onto that team.
What a race.
Absolute race. And he looks
ran
up.
10.49.
And he looked at it, and you could tell the celebration. Let's celebrate here in the stadium. Incredible.
Adam Musgrove also ran 10.55. Zion Campbell ran 10.60.
And this is exactly what we meant by not getting comfortable, going out there, executing again, running the time again, because you never know who's coming for that CARIFTA qualifying time.
Absolutely.
We have to wait for those final results.
Final results. And
well, they've corrected it. So now they've corrected it down. They have him running 10.49 to win, coming in second at 10.55. And again, third place with Campbell was 10.6 flat.
So that's 3 qualifying times.
At the CARIFTA trials.
At the CARIFTA trials. The right time, the right place.
And like you said, coming in way in the back, Fowler, already a qualifier, ran 10.74 and finished 5th.
Yeah, he certainly didn't have a good start. I don't know if it was nervousness, if he wasn't confident, but this is certainly not the outcome he was expecting.
No, definitely. But he had a very lackluster start. It looked as if his right foot got stuck and just had lead on it coming out of that block. But Carlos Brown from C.R. Walker takes the win, 10.49. They recorrected it to 10.49. Musgrove takes second at 10.55 and Campbell at 10.6.
So they'll have a really good 4x1.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
Only 2 persons advance to fill that 100 spot to represent the Bahamas.
This right now is the Invitational 100 meters. You have a cadre of athletes. And I tell you, this is going to be another one that's going to be fun. This is just for the fans. McPhee, Brown, Walker, Dean, Clark, Roll, Newbold, and also Bowleg. So these are those guys to show you that we still have talent. We'll see who pulls out this one. I like Newbold in this.
Newbold has certainly been around for a while.
Oh!
Starting at St. John's College as a 400-meter runner.
I think if I haven't seen the full field, but I think Newbold is the only one there with a world championship medal. I think that was Worlds that he won a medal in as a part of a relay team. Canard Roll has been strong for the Bahamas for quite some time, but I'm quite sure Newbold Stephen is the only one with a world-level medal out of that field.
And Ricardo, like we mentioned earlier, our young athletes get to touch and see and, you know, just be a part of this with some of our senior athletes like Stephen Newbold, who has a world medal. And so this is what you get when you come to the Bahamas for a meet. You know, you get to interact with Olympians and be a mentor to the younger kids. And so it's certainly good that our LOC saw fit to put this element inside the CARIFTA trials.
And just for clarity, Stephen has a bronze medal from the Rio Games in the 4x4.
There you go. But he's here and
he's here
running and able to show our young athletes what could possibly be with a little bit of work. They'll restart them again. They gave the field a green card. And so they're now in the blocks. Perfect conditions tonight for the 100 meters invitational.
Stephen had a really quick start.
In the middle of the track, that's Clark.
Clark looks as if he picks up the win.
Really easy out there.
And everybody looks at that big screen to see what the time is to get some indication as to exactly how they're faring at this point. Good run, young man. Fantastic. Let's now go over to Jay Philippe, who is standing by with our CARIFTA qualifiers. Jay, take it away.
Carlos Brown, 10.49. With an injury, how was he able to perform tonight?
I feel really great about it, you know. With an injury, I just wanted to keep my composure and bring my knees up and finish the race strong.
You're young, but you're considered a veteran. You would have competed last year, World Championships. You made so many national teams. What's going to be your mindset going into this year's CARIFTA Championships?
My mindset is to make the podium and run a new personal best.
And there you have it. That's Carlos Brown, one of our elite junior athletes in the Bahamas. He's one of the best that we've had in the country. Back to you guys.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Jay. And I tell you, this guy has really proven to be what you refer to as a superstar to some extent. And we'll see some good things down the road for many of these athletes that have now made the jump to getting on our team. And also what's also important is the medal presentation. So these young people are able to get those medals as they've competed again for their schools. And they will be able to put them on the mantle and be able to say, I won this in a very special event. And Minister Mario Bowleg presenting the medals to our athletes.
Such a big deal. I remember every medal that I got in high school, you know, had those displayed in my room, and it's something that you look forward to every single competition, and it's such a rewarding experience. Again, this medal presentation is, as the entire meet for us, is a test event for the CARIFTA, and so you'll hear the music and you see the ceremony going on.
The overly dramatic music.
It'll change, Chris. When we get to CARIFTA, it'll change.
I don't think it's going to change.
I don't think it's going to change either. I think this is like, I think they have a standard CD of overly dramatic music for medal presentations. But it fits. Once we get to CARIFTA, like you said, I think it will fit. I'm being kind of facetious with that, but it is fitting. I mean, when we had the World Relays, you have that. We have the FIBA competitions. We have that dramatic music. It adds to the ambiance, and I think it's important. So I think to go back to your point, you said that you remember every single medal that you won in high school. I do as well, all 4 of them.
All 4?
All 4.
Only 4?
4.
But
in swimming.
But at the beginning of this broadcast, you told me you had the best
fast twitch muscles. I also have a silver medal in the 400 hurdles.
Okay.
There were only 2 competitors in the event.
Okay, I'm not going to.
Chris, I got 4 medals in one competition.
I see. He's showing off. Showing off. Showing off.
She's telling you the truth. And to have those medals.
Sit small is what she really said. Let me translate. Sit small, Chris.
Okay. Okay. She said it point blank that she made sure that that was the springboard to the success that she has achieved over the years. And to her credit has come these athletes behind that scene and have understood that it takes work to get to this point, and this is what we've seen at this juncture.
The medal ceremony for the 1,500 meters under 20 girls.
As these young people collect their medals, especially for their schools.
Alfrenique Knowles.
Absolutely important, as they will cherish those and take them home and share them with family and friends and be able to brag quite a bit about what they're doing.
The silver medal.
I still have every one of mine.
It's good to keep them. I'm not going to tell Chris I have mine, so I can leave that alone, because then Chris is going to go dig up his own and bring it out here tomorrow. And
who's going to
he's going to go
There's not much to dig up for.
Yeah, he's going to go dig up his own and bring it out, and everything's going to be in order. And that Grand Bahama team all out here today. Good to see those guys as well. And interesting enough. And Chris, I don't want you to feel bad, okay? I still have my CARIFTA uniform. And
From 76?
And I can still fit my shirt. Say no more?
I'm surprised it's still together.
Listen, my mother sits there and she's got everything that I did for CARIFTA, and also my high school medals and kept the baseball, the whole 9 yards.
Wow.
She's got them all in this bookcase that she's keeping as memorabilia.
Who was the sponsor in 76?
That's it. 76, I can't tell you, but I know one thing, though. We was on that cinder track over there. And oddly enough, the Bahamas government actually was the main sponsor. But to receive those medals and to be a part of that has been interesting. Bradley was our team leader at the time and made some things happen for us, and it was good to have him leading us. Then Ricky Moxie played his role, and Chanel, all those athletes made it happen. We with Stephen Hanna at one point as our jumping leader. So we had a unique bond back in 1976, and the crowd then is going to be just as exciting when we see it in another 2 weeks. And it's a memorable occasion. Oddly enough, I go back home and I see a number of my teammates still at Beryl, Bethel, and all those guys who were with me. And yeah, we've gotten a little bit older, but we're still connected in more ways than one.
It's really a lifetime connection.
Representing Bishop Michael Elder.
All of the Golden Girls, we ran together from high school as professional athletes, and we still stay very connected right now. And so it's definitely been a fraternity for us. Even with our international colleagues. And so this is where it starts for these CARIFTA athletes. They may not know it now, but certainly that is one of the things that will live on from these games.
Okay.
All right, we're going to head down now to the medal ceremonies for several of our competitors.
The silver medalists, representing Temple Christian, Berticia Kemp.
In last year's CARIFTA Championship champion. Bahamas is going to take the goal. Repeat, she's got a double.
The games, and for the first time, moves up to
clearing 6 feet 20 boys division, Emmett Higgins. Earlier, Vanetta Roll had picked up the silver medal for the Bahamas and the
New ball and Jules in lanes 2 and 3. They will be right there. Lanes 3 and 4, that should be. New ball on the outside in lane number 4. And Jules, they're going to be right there with each other as they get down the straight, and it's going to be Jules winning it in 10.52 seconds. New ball taking the silver medal for the Bahamas in this particular event. Boy Blue not particularly upset at the outcome, but he said the distractions, the false starts and the arguments and all that did throw him off just a little bit.
In last year's CARIFTA Championship. Bahamas is going to take the goal. Repeat, she's got a double.
the games, and for the first time moves up to
clearing 6 feet 20 boys division, Emmett Higgins. Earlier, Vanetta Roll had picked up the silver medal for the Bahamas and the under 7. Out of the blocks. Going around the first curve, Bodie and Knowles must get out on that curve. Being on the outside. After the 100-meter mark, on the back stretch now. Bodie and Knowles moving down for Barbados. Running strong, Bodie and Knowles. Jamaica making a move in lane 5. 200-meter curve. Bodie and Knowles. Bodie out front in lane 7. 100-meter mark now. Here they come. Bodie and Knowles will have to fight hard. Here's Knowles coming up. 50-meter mark. Knowles making a move. Here's Knowles making running. And Knowles wins it for the Bahamas. Knowles looks like he got the first place as the Jamaican falls in lane 1. But what a run by Marcus Knowles and Darryl Bodie. A tremendous performance.
Well, on the start, I saw that Bodie got a good start, and me and him that led the pack until we reached about the 200 meters. Then I noticed off the bend that the fellas started to catch up, and on the home stretch, most of them had passed us, and like I told you before, it was the 100 straight. It was who was the strongest at the end, and it was a close race, but now I don't know who the decision will go to, but I hope I won it.
Looks like you won, and you ran a very, very good race coming from the back of the pack.
In last year's CARIFTA Championship. Bahamas is going to take the goal. Repeat, she's got a double.
the games, and for the first time moves up to
clearing 6 feet 20 boys division, Emmett Higgins. Earlier, Vanetta Roll had picked up the silver medal for the Bahamas. They're set, and they're out of the blocks, and here they go. Around the bend, Jamaica coming on around strong. Here's Tynes in lane 5. 100-meter mark is Jamaica. Tynes pushing strong. Here comes Andrew Tynes. Tynes pushing for the third place. Tynes moving up. In second place, Tynes will get the silver medal for the Bahamas. What a run by Andrew Tynes. Jamaica first. Tynes move right up into the pack.
My sense told me that I must go to the bend because I didn't do inside the heat, and it just slipped my mind going by the race, and simple mistakes like this just cost you lose the race. But I feel like my performance was well done. He's coming down the straight. I thought the other Jamaican guy had me.
In last year's CARIFTA Championship. Bahamas is going to take the goal. Repeat, she's got a double.
the games, and for the first time moves up to the
clearing 6 feet 20 boys division, Emmett Higgins. Earlier, Vanetta Roll had picked up the silver medal for the Bahamas and the under 7.
Tyrone Sawyer, the leading leg for the Bahamas. And it looks like they put another team in this, folks, out there in lane number 6. That appears to be St. Lucia. Turks and Caicos getting the confirmation. We're not on the official lineup, but they are in there. So 4 teams in the 4x4. Bahamas, Jamaica, Grenada, and the Turks and Caicos. Tyrone Sawyer at the 150 mark, putting the Bahamas in good position. Here comes Jamaica, Nathan Johnson. Him and Tyrone Sawyer battling to the line. Second leg for the Bahamas, the silver medalist in the 4x4, Jacoby Mitchell. Andre Wellington for Jamaica. They will cut in after the first 100. In third is Grenada. Turks and Caicos in fourth. It is Jamaica taking the early lead, followed by Bahamas and Grenada.
Tyron's run a 48 open leg. That was an excellent leg he ran.
Jacoby Mitchell now making a move at the 150 mark. Here comes Jamaica now, getting back in it. Watch out, you don't want to make sure you hold on to that baton. Arthur Spencer and Joseph Robinson, Jamaica and Bahamas, third leg. Third is Grenada, fourth, the Turks and Caicos. Arthur Spencer for the Bahamas, moving on the outside. Jamaica is not going to let him go far. He's going to try and make a move on the inside, but Arthur holds him up. This is going to be a great race on Ica because you know Jamaica has who they are calling Lightning Bolt. And here comes Arthur Spencer trying to give the Bahamas some kind of a lead to hold off Jamaica. But Jamaica slips right back in there. It is the gun lap. Usain Bolt for Jamaica. Ramada Road, the 800-meter champion. How much did that 800 run from behind take out of him? We know he has guts, but Usain Bolt set a new CARIFTA record of 47.33 in the finals and ran 21.12 earlier today in the 200 meters for another record. Right now, the clear favorite for the most outstanding male athlete, and he's just jogging. Here comes Jamaica, and there goes Bolt. There goes Bolt. There's another victory for Jamaica. The Bahamas will have to settle for second. And Grenada are third. In last year's CARIFTA track and field champion. Bahamas is going to take the goal! I repeat, she's got a double.
The games, and for the first time moves up to the...
Clearing 6 feet 20 boys division, Emmett Higgins. Earlier, Vanetta Roll had picked up the silver medal for the Bahamas in the under-17.
And they're off. 4x100-meter relay. And just like the Bahamas and the under-17 girls, Tyrone Sawyer making up the stagger, but Jamaica also out there. Here's Lightning Bolt on the second leg. The Bahamas in second, Jamaica leading, Grenada in third. The Turks and Caicos in fourth. Here comes the Bahamas and Jamaica. Jamaica out front. On the third leg, Arthur Spencer for the Bahamas. On the anchor leg, Jamaica, Bahamas. Once again, it's going to be Jamaica. Let's see if the Bahamas can make up some ground. Here comes Delano Coakley. It's going to be Jamaica running away with the under-17. Bahamas picks up the silver, and the bronze will go to Grenada. In last last year's CARIFTA Track and Field champions at back. Bahamas is going to take the goal! Very peachy for a double.
The games, and for the first time, moves
Second,
up to
clearing 6 feet 20 boys division, Emmett Higgins. Earlier, Vanetta Roll had picked up the silver medal for the Bahamas in the under 7.
Under 4x100 meter relay, Astra Curry, Jamaica in lane number 3, the Bahamas in 4.
Very good start up.
Runs up on Utisa, but Utisa making it, and here comes Jamaica. Even with the Bahamas. It's going to be Bahamas and Jamaica going to battle for this one. Petra Monroe on the third leg. A little hesitation in the pass, but Jamaica also making a move with Trinidad and Tobago and Barbados. It's going to come down to the ankle leg. Chantrier Brown is going to have to make up. Does she have it? Here comes the Bahamas. It's going to be Jamaica running away with the under 20 girls 4x100 meter relay. And once again, it's Jamaica, Bahamas, and Barbados. In last year's CARIFTA Track and Field champions at back. Bahamas is going to take the goal! Very peachy for a double.
the games, and for the first time, moves
second,
up to
clearing 6 feet 20 boys division, Emmett Higgins. Earlier, Vanetta Roll had picked up the silver medal for the Bahamas in the
finish of the boys under 17 400-meter final event. And as you will see as they come around the turn, it's Jamaica all the way. The Bahamas fighting for a medal and will get a medal in this. A bronze will be turned in by Renwood Wells. But Jamaica gets 1 and 2. Barrington Campbell wins the gold. Paul Campbell wins the silver. And Wells takes the bronze for the Bahamas in this particular event, the 400 meters for boys under 17.
In last year's CARIFTA Track and Field champions at back. Bahamas is going to take the goal! Very peachy for a double.
the games, and for the first time, moves
second,
up to the
clearing 6 feet 20 boys division, Emmett Higgins. Earlier, Vanetta Roll had picked up the silver medal for the Bahamas in the under 7.
Tyrone Sawyer, the leading leg for the Bahamas. And it looks like they put another team in this, folks. Out there in lane number 6, that appears to be St. Lucia. Turks and Caicos, getting the confirmation. We're not on the official lineup, but they are in there. So 4 teams in the 4x4. Bahamas, Jamaica, Grenada, and the Turks and Caicos. Tyrone Sawyer at the 150 mark, putting the Bahamas in good position. Here comes Jamaica, Nasa Johnson. Him and Tyrone Sawyer battling to the line. Second leg for the Bahamas, the silver medalist in the 4x4, Jacoby Mitchell. Andre Wellington for Jamaica. They will cut in after the first 100. In third is Grenada. Turks and Caicos in fourth. It is Jamaica taking the early lead, followed by Bahamas and Grenada.
Tyron's run a 48 open leg. That was an excellent leg he ran.
Jacoby Mitchell now making a move at the 150 mark. Here comes Jamaica now, getting back in it. Watch out, you don't want to make sure you hold on to that baton. Arthur Spencer and Joseph Robinson, Jamaica and Bahamas, third leg. Third is Grenada, fourth, the Turks and Caicos. Arthur Spencer for the Bahamas, moving on the outside. Jamaica is not going to let him go far. He's going to try and make a move on the inside, but Arthur holds him up. This is going to be a great race on anchor because you know Jamaica has who they are calling Lightning Bolt. And here comes Arthur Spencer trying to give the Bahamas some kind of a lead to hold off Jamaica. But Jamaica slips right back in there. It is the gun lap. Usain Bolt for Jamaica. Ramada Roll, the 800-meter champion. How much did that 800 run from behind take out of him? We know he has guts, but Usain Bolt set a new CARIFTA record of 47.33 in the finals and ran 21.12 earlier today in the 200 meters for another record. Right now, the clear favorite for the most outstanding male athlete, and he's just jogging. Here comes Jamaica, and there goes Bolt. There goes Bolt. There's another victory for Jamaica. The Bahamas will have to settle for second. And Grenada are third. In last year's CARIFTA Championship champion. Bahamas is going to take the goal! I repeat, she's got a double.
The games, and for the first time, moves
Second,
up to the...
clearing 6 feet 20 boys division, Emmett Higgins. Earlier, Vanetta Roll had picked up the silver medal for the Bahamas in the under-17.
And they're off. 4x100-meter relay. And just like the Bahamas and the under-17 girls, Tyrone Sawyer making up the stagger, but Jamaica also out there. Here's Lightning Bolt on the second leg. The Bahamas in second, Jamaica leading, Grenada in third. The Takes and Takers in fourth. Here comes the Bahamas and Jamaica. Jamaica out front. On the third leg, Arthur Spencer for the Bahamas. On the anchor leg, Jamaica, Bahamas. Once again, it's going to be Jamaica. Let's see if the Bahamas can make up some ground. Here comes Delano Coakley. It's going to be Jamaica running away with the under-17. Bahamas picks up the silver, and the bronze will go to Grenada. In last year's CARIFTA Championship champion. Bahamas is going to take the goal! I repeat, she's got a double.
The games, and for the first time, moves up to the...
clearing